Shaun, I guess this week's been a slightly more enjoyable week for the whole team, really. Obviously on the back of 2 wins, and I guess coming to train this morning, everyone must have had a bit of a spring in their step.
Yeah, and rightly so. It's been a profitable week. Difficult situation at the weekend. A lot of pressure going onto the game with the fact that we were both right at the bottom of the league, and we were delighted that we came away victorious, and we carried that on Tuesday night, which was a real big win for us. To back Saturday up in the manner that we did was pretty impressive, and we look to go again. This is another opportunity where we can get maximum points, but they're a good team. Accrington got a good manager, good set of players, and they've had a real profitable last 12 months as well. So same record for me. Concentrate on us, make sure that we're all really focused for the weekend. Training's been good anyway, but training in particular this week's been good. Just had a really good session this morning, and the boys are all looking forward for the weekend, and I think with a couple of added players back in the frame, it gives us more of an option leading into the weekend's game.
Reflecting on those 2 wins over Newport and Yeovil, 2 contrasting performances in terms of how you ended up winning the game. Obviously the Saturday afternoon was a real gritty performance, and the Tuesday was quite comprehensive and could have easily been more on the scoreline. I guess that shows that you've got a bit of everything in the squad, and you can win games in many different ways.
Yeah, we've just mentioned that this morning. I think we have got different options now. Different types of players have got different characteristics. The fact of the matter is that we've had a number of players missing throughout the start of the season. So them options suddenly dwindle, and you're left with only 16, 17. So you have to find a formula that tries to work, and that's not really happened for us up until this point where I've just mentioned there. 2 or 3 players back for the weekend gives us greater options, and I know that the group of boys that have managed to recruit over the summer have all got a lot of different qualities. So the sooner everyone's back, the better, because we've missed them.
Just touched upon 2 or 3 players back. Are you able to elaborate into who they might be?
Well, certain players have missed either 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks. James Dunn's going to be closer to the weekend. Whether or not he manages to be back for the weekend's game will be right to the very last minute. But we missed Joe Piggott for the last 2 games for a tight back. So we've managed to get Joe back on the training field, and Piero's back as well. So it gives us a greater option for the weekend. But they've only trained for 1 day, so we'll have to see how they respond after training today.
I've just talked about the former Accrington Stanley. They came as close about as close as you can get to getting promoted without being promoted last season, and continued that form into this year. It is going to be a difficult test.
Without a doubt. I think I mentioned when I first came in last year about not taking note of names and reputations. It's about players and managers and styles and circumstances and situations. And they found themselves in a really, really strong position. It clearly looks well for Accrington over the last 12 months, but that's been a process that's been put in place from a manager who absolutely knows the club inside out. A set of fans and a football club who back the manager to the hilt. And they've been able to, formulate this plan over a number of years. So we know that we're up against a team that's really composed. But for us, this is a group that's very much developing, and we've gone through a situation this last 6 weeks where it's got us stronger, and it's managed to be a testing time that we feel that we're slowly getting through. So this weekend's game is going to be a really tough opponent, but I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait, because on the back of 6 points for the last 2 games gives us a great incentive.
It's just typical of football how quickly the pendulum swings your way, and it seems that momentum seems to be right behind you, and I guess it's now taking advantage of that and making the most of that.
Well, I sensed that on Tuesday night. I sensed that there was a real togetherness in and around the stadium. The fans were right behind us, even at difficult moments on Tuesday night. I could sense stood there on the sideline that it was a group that was very much looking for one common goal, and we got that on Tuesday night, and we're hoping that'll be the case on Saturday.